Hey everybody, welcome back to the man cave. I've got a end mill I have to sharpen. It's just a 2 flute. Those I think for me are the easiest. And I picked up this Roan end mill sharpening jig. I believe this style of a jig was designed to be mounted on a surface grinder, and that's kind of the setup I have here. This is a tool and cutter grinder. It's the small KOE tool and cutter grinder, and so my table is pretty small compared to a surface grinder. So I had to come up with a way to mount it. I've also put shims on the back side here to get my 3 degrees of clearance on the inside, which I don't think it's nowhere near 3 degrees. But this this has like 30 stock, and I don't think that's good either. So we'll see what this does, what the clearances look like once I take the first cuts, and see what happens. Right now I've got it to where it's just passing under the wheel for the first cuts. We'll see how that goes. I've got it set at 7 degrees primary. That's what I'll be cutting into this cutter right now, and we'll just have to see what that inner clearance is once I get that done. So we'll take a few passes and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing going. It's gonna get kind of loud because I've got a vacuum that I'll be using, and so I'll take the first few passes here real quick. Go down another 1,000. You can see it's just barely catching the edge of the tooth there. So I know my inner rake isn't what the stock was. So I'll keep going down until I get to the middle there. go ahead and see if you can get a kind of a view of the top of the tooth there. You can see my tooth isn't straight, and so I have to rotate it ever so slightly. It's nice and sharp, which is good. Can you get a little bit close to the toilet? I'm going to hold on the primaries there, and now I'm going to set this up for my secondaries and take a few passes, and then we'll test the cutter. Okay, the secondary's cleaned up. I still need to come in a little bit on the primary, but I'll reset and do that. So I'm going to flip this to the other tooth. I've got these secondaries cut in, so I'm going to go back to the primaries. I don't know if you can see it. Can you zoom in a little on that? Let me turn this off. I didn't quite hit the center, but you can see that little bit of lip there, and so I've got to go get that out of there. I'll get that done real quick, and I'll take think I'm really close there, I'll flip the bit and hit the other side. I don't know why that angle on this tooth is shifting off on me. I'm hitting the tooth rest, and yet it's still not squaring up for some reason. I'll hit it one more time. Yep, still the same. Well, I'll get it loaded up and we'll see if it's going to cut. Okay, I got a piece of aluminum here just to knock off the burrs. We'll see what it does. I'm running about 700 RPM. I normally don't use end mills this big on this machine. 5/8 is about as big as I like to use, and any bigger I use a shell mill. So we'll see what this is going to do. It's right on the subject. Sounds really good. No hammer sound at all. I'm going to drop this down. Where's my screen? Let's do 25 thou. 26 close enough. 26.5. Just cut it. It's cutting very smooth. Get over this hole. No more. Well, I'm going to go ahead and see if it'll plunge. Oh, look at that. Just like a drill bit. Get up a little bit. Try it without a pre-drill. Release the lock. Get some lubrication in there. And we'll take a peek at it. So far, so good. Over here. Finish is nice and smooth. Get the camera on it anyway. There we go. Take a couple passes across and see how smooth that is. There we go. 7. There's 8. Let's see what that does. Let's do 35. Quiet. Good. This out of here. It's cutting really, really good. Good enough for me anyway. Still not sure why that 1-2. Let me pull. Okay, I ended up with about 5 degrees on the clearance from tip to center using the setup I have. I'm still not sure why the blades aren't even. I think I was using the proper technique to set the tooth. Maybe I need to work on that a little bit. But it cuts really good, even center cuts. The secondary ended up being 20 degrees, so I've got 7 degrees on the primary, 20 on the secondary. That's kind of close to what it was as far as the secondary anyway. There was a lot more clearance from tip to center, but I knocked that down to about 10 using all these shims on the back side of this Roan jig. You see how I got it, that front end's hanging over a lot. Just using a wheel I have, I could probably find a better wheel for a smoother finish. You can see it's not zoom in here. Not a super smooth finish. I do have some other wheels to play with up there. I just have to figure out how to use them with this Roan. But again, I've got a work head here that I use mainly for sharpening end mills, and so I might do a video or two on that down the road here. I did dress the wheel before I started, but you can see it's not the best wheel, but it works for me. Again, I don't like to use 3/4 inch end mills on that benchtop machine. I'll use a shell mill, or not a shell mill, but a facing mill if I need to go big. 5/8. Seems to work really good on that machine without vibration or chatter. But this is working pretty good for aluminum. I don't think I would try to cut steel with a 3/4 inch on that bench top. Maybe a bigger machine, but anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.